aren't a gamer, there's a chance you've heard of The Legend of Zelda, and in 2026 this wildly popular game franchise turns 40. From swinging swords to solving puzzles and never saying a single word, what is it about this franchise that has captured the attention of gamers for 40 years?
My name's Emily Leaney and I am a content creator. I work in games and technology side of things, and I'd say we have a couple of thousand games and we'd have at least over 350, 400 consoles. This game series is one of the most iconic and probably one of the greatest series ever made. That's my opinion. It's probably the opinion of a few people out there as well.
Going into like fantasy medieval storytelling and the world of Zelda is just insane.
I never played Zelda, but I love the music.
It's so fun!
The gameplay, the plot, and just the overall scenery. It's absolutely magical.
We just love it. It's the iconic music, the great storytelling. Link is a beloved character.
The game's designers Takashi Tezuka and Shigeru Miyamoto, who had already seen success with games like Donkey Kong and Super Mario, wanted to push the limits of game design by giving players an open-world adventure where they would forge their own path through the story. And in 1986, the first Legend of Zelda game was released to the public on the Famicom Disk System.
I actually didn't own the original Legend of Zelda. Our next door neighbours did, and I used to go over to her house and play it most afternoons after school. And eventually, my cousin's system that I kind of maybe stole eventually, and it ended up at our house forever in the early 90s. He bought a copy of the game, so I still have that game to this day, and it's, one of my favourite pieces in the collection.
Clearly clicking with consumers, since then the series has expanded to include 21 different games on all of Nintendo's major consoles.
When I was playing Breath of the Wild, I was in year 7 on my Switch. I remember that I could get a shield from the furthest area of the map from where the start is. So I figured out how to get from the starting point of the game to the hardest area of the game and sneak my way through, sprint my way through. It took me a couple of hours, but it's an incredible memory for me. I remember like pissing myself doing that, but it was great.
Ocarina of Time is one of my first ever, and it completely redefined gaming for me.
As well as a number of spin-off games, there was even a series of manga adaptations and an American animated TV series.
Well, excuse me, princess.
Yeah, maybe there's a reason why Link doesn't talk. And speaking of Link,
people get him mixed up with Zelda because of the title, but Zelda is the princess, Link is the knight, the one with the sword, he's the dude.
Look, I love Link so much. I particularly like Ocarina of Time, where you get to play as child and then sort of adult or grown up Link. The different games you can experience seeing Link in a different light for each story that they tell.
I like the fact that we're also now able to play as Zelda, which I'm a girl's girl. It's interesting as well being able to go back and compare the old gameplay with even just the difference between Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild is a huge difference.
Of course, they've gone from 2D, dungeon scrolling and RPG elements to these massive, expansive, open world games now. And so graphically, they've, leaps and bounds have come forward. But then if you look at current releases with some of the latest Zelda games, the remake and the one where we actually got to play as Zelda, they've sort of gone back to an element where the graphics are and art style is current, but also sort of like top-down view. Nintendo know what they're doing when it comes to these games. They've evolved, but they still continue to have the amazing storytelling that we've loved, which is, plays on nostalgia, and it also keeps long-time fans coming back to play more of the games, or the newer ones, and it's opening it up to a lot more people to come and experience it for the first time.
Evolving to include newer gameplay styles, updated graphics, and more expansive worlds, it's clear why The Legend of Zelda continues to capture the imagination of gamers to this day.
But yeah, I'm extremely excited. I can't wait to see the progression of future games, and I'm fingers crossed, myself and a lot of the community, fingers crossed that we see something special edition or like a re-release of some old games. Nintendo, please. I think the games will continue to evolve and continue to be popular. We're celebrating 40. We'll be celebrating 50, 60, 70, 80. The games and this series will live on forever.